Okay. So let's have a quick recap what we have discussed in the last session. In the last session, we have just given introduction about cloud computing. We have just discussed about what are the services which we are going to learn in this particular training. In today's session, we are going to start learning about how we can create our AWS account. But before starting of this particular topic, any question anyone have? Please raise your hand. And before that, I'm going to share some details also with you guys. If you are not in our WhatsApp group of batch 181, you can join our WhatsApp group by using the link. I'm sharing the course content details and I'm sharing my Logical Labs team contact details also. So if you want to ask anything related to training, you can also contact me. Now, any question anyone have? Please raise your hand. Look like no one has any questions. So we'll learn about how we can create our AWS account. Now, to create your AWS account, first of all, you need to go to this particular URL, the URL which is mentioned in my PPT. You can go to this particular URL and you need to enter your email ID. You can enter any of your email ID. It can be Yahoo, Gmail, Hotmail, Outlook.com. Any of the email ID you can enter. And after that email ID, you need to enter your AWS account name. And account name, whatever you are going to enter, that account name, it's mandatory to be unique globally. That account name needs to be unique globally. Let's take example. I have my AWS account and I have given the name as Ankit 2802. If some other person is trying to create an AWS account and he's also giving the same name, system will give the error message because this name is already used. So the name, whatever you are giving here, that name needs to be unique and global. And once you enter your unique name, you need to click on verify email address. Once you click on verify email address, system will send you one OTP on your email. That particular OTP you are going to enter and click on verify. So after that, once you verify your email ID, you need to enter a password. The password which you want to set for your AWS account, that particular password you need to enter. And is there any rules and regulation we have for password? Yes, we have some rules and regulation we need to follow for our password. Your password must at least 8 characters long and contain at least 3 of the following things: upper, lowercase, numbers, and non-alphanumeric characters. Out of these 4 of the following things, at least 3 things we need to give in our password: 1 upper, 1 lower, number, and non-alphanumeric character. And your password must at least 8 characters long and maximum is 128 characters. Minimum 8. So once you enter your password, you need to click on continue. To create our AWS account, we need to follow 5 steps, and this is with the help of this password, you are going to complete the first step. In first step, you first need to enter email ID, your account name. Then you need to validate your email address. And then after that, you need to enter your password. And then click on continue. Once you click on continue, here you need to give your personal details. Before that, if you see on the left hand side, here we are getting those free tier offer which we have discussed in our previous session. Always free, 12 months free trial. You will see the same thing here also. And here it is asking us to select a plan, business plan or personal. For your practice purpose, you always need to select personal plan. And once you select personal, here you need to enter your mobile number, name, your mobile number, country, your address with city, state, and postal. Once you enter these details, you need to check this checkbox and click on contact. If you want, you can read their agreement also. So after entering of these details, you can click on continue. Once you click on continue, you need to enter your card details. Your debit card or credit card you can enter. And one important point. In India, few people have RuPay card also. AWS does not support RuPay card. So if you have any RuPay card, with that RuPay card, you can't create your AWS account. You need to have Visa or Master card. So you need to enter your debit card or credit card details, expiry details, card holder name, and CVV. And then you need to enter a PAN number. It's not mandatory to enter a PAN number. You can leave that and then click on verify and continue. But before moving to verify and continue, there is one more important thing. In India, by default, every bank account is disabled with international transactions. By default, it is disabled. To create your AWS account, you need to enable those international transactions also. You can contact your bank also, or even you can check your mobile banking app or internet banking app. Internet banking, from there you can enable it. You don't need to enable for thousands of rupees. Just for 10 rupees, you can enable it. Because they are going to deduct 2 rupees from your account. And the 2 rupees also you will get refund in 3 to 5 days. So once you enter your details, click on verify and continue. Once you click on verify and continue, it will ask for an OTP to verify that card details. Enter your OTP and click on submit. Once you click on submit, you need to validate your mobile number. In our first step, we are validating our email ID. In the fourth step, we are going to validate our mobile number. And to validate your mobile number, we have two options. By text message also we can do that, or voice call also we can use. So select your country code, enter mobile number, enter the security, and then click here. If you are going with send SMS or voice call, on call they will share that OTP. If you go with send message, they will send a SMS to you guys. And then you need to validate your mobile. For that one, you need to click on continue. Once you verify your account, means mobile number, you need to select a support plan. Which support plan you require from the AWS? We are going to select a free support plan. And once you select a free support plan, you need to click on complete sign up. Go to AWS Management Console, and there you need to select a role. Role you can select as personal use, and I'm interested in as individual. So in role you can select for personal use, interested as individual. And then click on submit. Once you click on submit, it will take near about 10 to 15 hours, or sometimes it take 1 to 2 hours to create your AWS account. Once your account is ready, AWS is going to send an email, and this is how your account looks like once you log into your AWS account. So it's very simple to create your AWS account, and I'm going to share the URL. With the help of this particular URL, you can create your AWS account. Any question anyone have regarding the creation of this process? Please let me know. Yes, Neela, you can unmute. Neela Swan, you have raised your hand to ask your question. Need to unmute. Please unmute yourself.
So today we have to create this account?
Yes, you can create today also, or after few days also you can create. When you want to start your practice, at that time also you can create it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, Nirmala, you can unmute.
So we are mentioning our debit card details. So will debit our amount?
May I know if you are from which particular country?
India.
As per RBI rule, no company can deduct a single rupee till the time you're not entering an OTP. In India, they can't deduct.
Okay, only they are taking for information only.
Just for information, they are not going to deduct any single rupee. And if you are going to use free services, they are not going to charge you anything. If you are going to use paid service, then they are going to charge you. And even in the free services also, we have an option. We can check how much free quota is pending. Where to check, we will learn in upcoming session.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anyone have any more questions? Yes, Pankaj Tiwari. Yes, Pankaj. Yes. Pankaj, you can ask your question.
Validation of this accounts, it's 1 year or it's more than 1 year?
Whenever you are going to create an account, it is for lifetime. But the free quota which you are getting, that is for 12 months.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, free quota is for 12 months, but account is always for lifetime. If you want to delete your account, we have an option. You can delete your account also.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Look like no one has any more questions. Let's move forward. Anyone have any question? You can please raise your hand, or we'll start our first AWS service called EC2. No question. So first of all, let me log into my AWS account. Now, whenever you're trying to log into your AWS account, you can go to this website called aws.amazon.com. Here we have an option of sign in. Once you click on sign in, here we are getting two options, root user and user. Right now, we need to log in by using root user. What is IAM user? We are going to discuss in our upcoming session when we'll come to the service called IAM service. So you need to go to root user, enter your email address, click on next. and then enter your password. So I'm going to enter my password. Here I'm able to log into my AWS account. And if you see here in my system, it is showing us recently visited service. On which service recently I have visited, that particular details it is showing us. And even here in the above, I have made some shortcuts also. That particular services also I'm able to see. How to make shortcuts, I am going to tell you in the upcoming session. So you can also make the shortcut. You don't need to every time search that particular service. Now we'll start with our first AWS service called EC2. Now, what is the full form of EC2? Elastic Compute Cloud. In normal language, it is called as virtual machine. But in AWS, it is called as EC. Yes, Bhanu Prakash, you can unmute yourself. Bhanu Prakash, you have raised your hand.
Sorry, I think it was by mistake.
So EC2 stands for Elastic Compute Cloud. In normal language, it is called as virtual servers, or we can also call it as virtual machines. So it's a virtual server in EC2, which we are going to run on Amazon infrastructure. On AWS infrastructure, we are going to create this particular EC2 machine. And which operating system supports by the AWS? Here is the list of operating systems which support by the AWS. Amazon Linux, Ubuntu, Windows, Red Hat, Mac, Oracle Linux, CentOS, Debian. There are more we have here. There are multiple types of operating system supports in Amazon EC2 service. First, I'm going to show you how we can create a Windows machine. And then if time permits, we will learn about how we can create our Linux EC2 machine also. And EC2 full form is Elastic Compute. And to create this EC2 machine, we have some steps we need to follow. The first step what we need to select is we need to select a region. Region means a data center. In which particular location of data center I need to create this particular EC2 machine. Means this particular server which I'm going to create, that particular server in which of the location of AWS servers I need to create. And where we can select that particular location? Here we can see. In the right hand side in the top, here we are able to see the location. And in right hand side, here I'm able to see the username which I have given to my account. While creating an account, we are giving a username. This is my username, Ankit Narula 199. And as per my AWS account, it is selecting as Mumbai region. Means Mumbai data center. And if I click on Mumbai, here I'm getting the full list of regions which are enabled in my account. Here we are getting for US. Here we have some for Australia, Asia. Here I'm getting for Canada, Europe, South of America I'm getting here. And here are the below, which is also we have, but these are not enabled region in my AWS account. Some of the regions are by default disabled in our AWS account. We need to enable. And these are the all newly launched region. Just yesterday, I have told you the region get launched last week in Israel. Here is the one which I need. You can see here, it is also a disabled region right now. So whatever the new region, whichever AWS is creating, by default, those are disabled regions. We can enable these regions if we want to do that. How to enable? We'll discuss later in our upcoming session. But right now, in which region I want to work? I want to work on Mumbai region. Like you guys can work on Hyderabad also. If you want to select California, you can select California also. You can select Sydney region also. Depend on you which region you want to select, you can select. I'm going to select Mumbai region. Next step, we need to select EC2 service. If you see my AWS account, it is showing here also. It is showing in recently visited also, but might be in your AWS account, it is not showing anywhere. So how you can select? By using search option. So in search, we can search EC2. And you can see here what it is mentioned here, virtual servers in the cloud. Virtual server means that like my computer, I can say like this is my computer, the laptop which I'm using, it is a server. So I want to create a same type of computer in Amazon servers also. So for this one, what I need to do? First, I need to click on instances. You can see here in my machine, I have already 5 machines I have. But all these 5 machines are in the stopped status. These are the one which I'm using for my DevOps training. But you guys are not aware of this thing. So I'm going to tell you how to create a new machine. So to create a new machine, we need to click on launch instance. Where we have launch instance, here we have on right hand side. So click on launch instance. Like earlier, I said that to create EC2 machine, we need to follow some steps. The first step is we need to give the name to our EC2 machine. It can be any name. It is not mandated to be unique name. This name can be any name we can select. So I'm giving as Windows-181 because right now we are going to create Windows EC2 machine. So copy this name. And here I'm giving the. So we have completed the first step. We have given the name to our machine. Scroll down. Now here we need to select operating system. Okay, before moving forward, guys, can you please confirm in the chat box, whenever any person is going to buy a computer, any normal person, I'm not talking about a person who is very technical person, a very normal person, whenever he is purchasing any computers, what are the basic things he's going to check? Very basic things. Please confirm in the chat box. You can confirm in the chat box, correct? It is going to check RAM, hard disk, operating system, and CPU also. So these are the 4 very basic things any person is going to check. Other than also we have it, but definitely a person is not a technical savvy. He's not going to check those things. But these are the things which a person is going to check everything. And to create this particular machine, I'm going to use Windows operating system. In our daily language, we call it as operating system, but in AWS, it is not called as operating system. In AWS, it is called as AMI, Amazon Machine Image. I know that you are not aware of these technical words which I'm using right now. So that is why I'm informing you these technical words. You need to slowly remember these technical words. No one can remember these technical words in one single day. So whenever you slowly start practicing it, try to remember these terminologies which I'm going to use. Like today, I have used one terminology called AMI. Full form is Amazon Machine Image. So which image I need to use? I need to use Ubuntu, sorry, Windows Machine. Here I'm getting Amazon Linux, Mac, Ubuntu, Windows, Red Hat. Here I'm getting Sushi. I can scroll on right side also. I'm getting more. If you want to browse more, here we have an option of browse more. Right now, I'm not going in more details. We'll discuss about browse more AMI in our upcoming session. Which one we need to use? Windows. So I've clicked on Windows. When I click on Windows, by default system is selecting Windows Server 2022 base. And see here on right hand side what it mentioned, free tier eligible. If I click on this arrow, here I'm getting some more. But if you see here, for this one, we are not getting free tier eligible. So while practice, if you are going to use this particular AMI, system is going to charge you for that. So make sure while practice, you are selecting that particular AMI where it is clearly mentioned as free tier eligible. And the default one which we are getting right now is Windows Server 2022 base is coming under free. So I'm going with this particular AMI. Next. Next thing what we need to do is, now we need to select CPU and RAM. Let's take example, my requirement is right now, I need only one CPU and 1 GB of RAM. If I talk about in real time, it is not sufficient. But right now, just to create a normal server in AWS infrastructure, this is sufficient. Scroll down. Here I'm getting instance type. Under this instance type, we need to select the type of instance, which type of instance we are going to use it. With those instance type, system is going to select CPU and RAM for our EC2 machine. So if I click here, here I'm getting. These are the name T2.large, T2.medium, T2.micro, T2.nano. If I scroll down, I'm getting some more. I3.large, G5.48X large. Here. So these are the different type of instance we have. With these instance type, we are getting how much CPU will get and how much RAM system is going to allocate. And if you see here, the type which is by default selected is T2.micro. And it is free tier eligible. I have other instance types also. By practice, if I want, I can go with these also. Like I can go to T2.medium. In T2.medium, we'll get 2 CPU, 4 GB of RAM. But is it coming under free tier eligible? No. It is not coming under free tier eligible. This is coming under paid version. And if you might be remember in previous session, I have shared one link also with you guys. Let me open that particular link again. Here it is. Where we have discussed about free tier eligible. I'm sharing this link again in the chat box. I have shared it. Now see here. The first thing, EC2 machine. How much we are getting it? 750 hours per month. And in this one, They have clearly mentioned the type also. T4G.small depend on region. T2.micro or T3.micro depend on region for Linux. 750 hours per month for Windows, T2.micro or T3.micro. Which one we are using? T2.micro. So T2.micro is coming under free tier. So the type which we are using it, that particular type is coming under our free tier. Scroll down. Whenever we want to create this machine, after that, what we need to do? We need to connect to this particular machine also, because just creating a machine, that is not completing our task. After creation of this machine, we need to definitely connect to this particular machine. To connect to this particular machine, now what we need a password. What password we need? Here we are not having a password like I can set a password as abc@123. No, we're not getting that type of password. We need to generate a key pair. We need to generate a key pair. And key pair is a combination of two keys. We can see then key pair. Pair means two things. So combination of public and private key. Public key is getting stored in our cloud platform. Private key is going to download in my local machine. If you see here in my system, I already have keys, but I'm not going to use these existing keys. I'm going to create a new key. So click on create new key. Enter the name of our key pair. It can be any name we can give. I'll give as Windows 181 hyphen. Except hyphen, you can't use any other type of special character. Except hyphen, you can't use underscore, star, exclamatory, percentage, dollar sign. You can't use it. Except hyphen. Hyphen you can use. Other than that, not a single special character will work in that particular key pair. So here I've given the name to my key. And here we have a type of key we need to select as PEM. We have one more type .ppk. What is this .ppk? We will discuss in our upcoming session when we learn about the Linux. PPK is used for Linux, not for the Windows. So I'm giving the name to my key, and this key will be the password. With the help of this key, I can connect to my Windows machine. So click on create key. When I click on create key pair, here I'm getting a key. This key which is getting downloaded in my machine, this is private. And the key which is getting stored in AWS, here I'm able to see Windows -181 key, this is public. So it's a combination of two keys, public and private. Public key stored in cloud platform and private key is downloading in our system. So we have given the key also. Scroll down. Then we have some network settings. Regarding these network settings, we will discuss in our upcoming session when we'll learn in more depth of AWS. And then here we have security. under security group, we are going to allow some rules which help us to connect to this particular machine. And to connect to Windows machine, anyone knows which port we need to enable? To connect Windows machine, correct, we need to enable RDP port. Anyone knows the port number for RDP? Please confirm in the chat box. Correct. It's 338. 3389 is the port number for RDP. And AWS is so smart. If you see here, if I scroll down, by default, system is enabling RDP port. By default, system is enabling RDP port number because we have used AMI as Windows operating system. Based on that particular AMI, we are able to see the port number, which is by default enabling by the system. And what is security group? Security group is a set of firewall rules that control the traffic for our instance. So in this one, we can allow some rules, whatever the rules we want to enable to connect to this particular machine. And one rule we are going to enable is RDP. Scroll down. So till the time we have selected CPU, RAM, operating system. Now let's come to the hard disk. Scroll down. By default, system is giving us how much hard disk? 30 GB. By default, it is giving us 30 GB. And maximum 30 GB is the free quota for our one single EC2 machine. Maximum free quota for hard disk is 32 GB. In our normal language, we call it as hard disk, but in AWS, it is called as volume. In AWS, it is called as volume. And the one which I'm getting by default is like a C drive to us. That C drive volume is called as root volume. So here we are getting 30 GB of the hard disk. Then scroll down. Here we have advanced details. Regarding these advanced details, we will discuss in our upcoming session because in this we have some options. These options we are going to discuss in upcoming session. Now, so let's just a quick recap what we have done till now. The first thing is we have given the name to our machine. Second thing, we have selected our AMI. Third step, we have selected our instance type T2.micro. With this instance type, we are getting CPU and RAM. And then we have selected key pair. Not selected, we have created a new key pair. And then after that, system is by default enabling our port number RDP, and I'm going with as it is by default details. I'm not changing any details right now. And then in configuration, storage, we got 30 GB of the storage. That also we are going as it is by default. We are not increasing it and we are not going to decrease the space. And here on right hand side, we have a summary also. Number of instance means number of EC2 machines we can create. 1. AMI, instance type, security group. We are creating a new security group. And volume 30 GB. So we have selected all the details which is required to create this particular EC2 machine. And then here we have an option of launch instance. So I'm going to click on launch instance. So once we launch this instance, just in few seconds, system will create our EC2. So they have successfully launched our EC2. So click on instance. And here I'm able to see the machine which we have created right now. And what is its state? It is showing as pending. I can refresh. We have a refresh button here. Still showing us. Okay, till that time system is creating this machine. Any question anyone have, you can please let me know. What are the steps we have follow? Any question anyone have related to that? Please. Okay. Now our machine is in the running state. I can filter it also by pressing this plus button. I'm going to filter, and now it is showing us only the running machine. It is not showing us the stopped machines to us. So we are able to launch our instance. Now, what is the next thing we need to do? We need to connect to this particular EC2 machine. To connect to this particular Windows EC2 machine, I need to select this EC2 machine and click on connect. So let's select our machine. We have already selected our machine. And now here we can see the connect option. So click on connect. Once I click on connect, here I'm getting three more options. Session manager, RDP client, EC2 serial. For which option I need to go? I need to go to RDP. Once I click on RDP client, we need to copy this public DNS. I'm going to note down this public DNS. I'm going to note down the username. What is the default username when we are creating Windows EC2 machine? It is administrator. And here we have an option to get password. I have told you we have that PEM file. We can connect by using PEM file. In Windows machine, we can't connect by using that PEM file. In Windows machine, we need to generate a password with the help of that PEM file which we have generated. So to generate a password, we need to click on get password. So click on get password. Once I click on get password, it is asking me to upload private key file. That's what I've told you. In our machine, the key which get downloaded, that key is called as private key. And which key I need to upload? This particular key. Upload. So go to batch 181. And here I'm getting that particular key. Click on open. Once I click on open, we need to click on decrypt password. And here is our password. So now I have all three details which is required to connect to our machine. So to connect our machine, I need a software. Which software we require? In our Windows machine, by default, we have a software with the name called Remote Desktop Connection. So I'm going to click on this one. And in the computer option, I need to enter this public DNS. And then click on show options. we need to enter our username. Our username is administrator. Click on connect. Again, click on connect. And now we need to enter the password. This is our password. Okay. Yes. Done. So you can see here, we are able to connect to our Windows machine. So it's very simple to connect to our Windows machine with the help of remote desktop connection. First time, whenever we are going to create a machine and we want to connect a machine, we always need to generate a password. So now we have generated our password and we are able to connect to our machine. Now, any question anyone have regarding the creation process or regarding the connection, the process? If you have any question, please let me know. Yes, Abhishek.
After creating the EC2 machine,
Mhm.
how do you means go to the RDP client?
Just
Repeat that, please. That step.
in search box, search RE. Here I'm there. In your search box, you can just search remote desktop connection. Here we are.
No. Before creating the password and all things.
Before connect, okay. Select your machine. Click on connect. Once you click on connect, here we have RDP.
Okay.
So scroll down. Here I'm getting same options.
And
Okay.
can you repeat that? Just where do you get that password?
So generate a password. Here we have an option to get password. You need to upload your key. Once you upload your key, we have an option of decrypt password. Then system will generate a password, that particular password, which we have noted down.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. Yes, Derek, you can unmute.
Okay, hi Ankit.
Hi, Derek.
We have seen it for Windows. What about us? I'm using a MacBook. How do we do that?
Okay. So in MacBook, you don't have remote desktop connection. In that particular case, if you see here we have an option. You just a minute, let me show that. Click on connect, RDP client. Here we have an option of download remote desktop file. If you click here, system is going to download that remote desktop file in your machine. Okay. If you double click on that, you need to directly click on connect and just enter your password.
Awesome.
Okay, so if you are using Mac operating system, you can go with this way also. Even in Windows also, I can go with this way.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Tina, you can unmute.
Hi, sir. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, so we created this machine with the name Windows 1-181. So
Correct.
there is an option to give a number of instance to generate, right, sir?
Yes.
Yeah. So if we can give like at least 2 or 3 instance to generate, so it will generate with the same name, right, sir? Windows
Yes, correct.
181.
It will generate all machines with the same name, but after creation of the machine, if you want to change the name, we have an option. I can come here and I can edit the name.
Oh,
like
okay,
I'm just
okay,
going to
okay.
mention -1, save, see.
Okay.
So I'll change it.
Okay, sir. Yeah, it's
Okay.
clear now. Yeah, it's clear now. Thank you.
Yes, Abhishek.
At which local path the key has been created at our
Sorry.
PC?
It is storing in the download folder. Wherever you want to store, you can store that particular key. I have stored in our 181 batch.
Okay, or by default it is stored in the download file.
By default as per your system location, because some people might be changing the download location folder also. So wherever you have given that location in your browser, it is going to download.
Okay.
As per your browser settings, it is going to download.
Okay.
Okay. Anyone have any more questions? Yes, Manoj.
Hello.
Yes, Manoj.
Sir, I already practice Linux. So that time I generate EC2 machine. So
Okay.
AWS practice also that machine, okay?
If you want to create Linux, yes, we can do that. But to connect Linux machine, we have a different process. So how to connect to Linux machine, I'm going to show you in the tomorrow's session, Manoj.
No, I already, sir, Linux EC2 machine create.
Okay.
So I say to you, I practice AWS also that machine, okay?
Yes, definitely yes, Manoj.
Okay, sir.
I'm even right now, I've shown you the Windows one. In tomorrow's session, even I'm going to show you how to create a Linux machine also. Okay. If you have already done, that's good.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yes, Sanjan Joshi.
Once we created any EC2 instance, after that, can we modify the configuration?
Yes, we can do that. We will learn in upcoming session how we can increase hard disk. If I want to increase CPU and RAM, we can do that. We'll learn. It's a very important thing because in every organization, they are regularly checking the traffic, how much traffic we are coming to our EC2 machine. And whenever we have a requirement, we need to increase it. It's a regular activity in every organization in 6 months. Depend on client to client, also depend on the traffic also.
Okay.
Okay. So how to do that, we'll learn in upcoming session.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, Nirmala.
After creating account on AWS, creating this EC2, this is compulsory, or we have other options too? Whatever you have shown the process, no? So
you
in
need to
EC2.
practice it. To practice it, yes, you need to create it. You need to know how to create the EC2 machine. For those things, you need to practice it, Nirmala. Without practice, you are not able to understand how to create it. Because just by watching the video, you can't learn anything.
Yeah, that's
You
what.
need to practice it. So yes, for a practice purpose, you need to create it.
So we can create tomorrow also or today also, no? So
whenever you feel comfortable.
Okay. And one other question. These all training, no, comes in a functional or a technical?
This is come under architect associate level.
Architect associate level. So
yes.
Is it technical or functional level? That's what.
There is no, in AWS, we have technical or functional. We have architect associate level. That job profile we have it.
Okay.
In AWS, we don't have technical and functional. In Oracle, we have technical and functional concepts there.
Okay.
You might be listening about the Oracle, something you heard about that?
Yes.
So that's why talking Oracle, it is some in Oracle apps, is technical and functional, it is getting used. But in AWS, there is no technical or functional thing. In the different things we have. And now one of the thing is associate, architect associate.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Now I have created this particular EC2 machine. After creation of this EC2 machine, I don't have a use of this particular EC2 machine. The one option is I can stop this EC2 machine, or whenever I require, I can start this EC2 machine. But I don't want to stop this machine. Stop means like a shutdown. I can start it, but I don't want to stop this machine. I want that this machine is going to completely delete from my AWS console. So delete means we are going to terminate this particular EC2 machine. To terminate this EC2 machine, I need to select this instance. So I've already selected the instance. Click on instance state. Where we have here instance state. So click on instance state. Here I have the first option, stop. Stop means shut down. But I don't want to shut down. I want to delete this machine. To delete this machine, I need to click on terminate instance. So I'm going to click on terminate. It is giving me a warning. If I'm going to terminate, it is impossible to recover this machine. Yes, I don't want to recover it. So I'm going to click on terminate. Now first system is start shutting down this machine. And then after that, system is going to terminate this machine. And you can see here, automatically my remote desktop connection get ended. So we have terminated this particular EC2 machine. Now I can see that machine here. What is its status? Shutting down. After a few minutes, it is going to show us terminate. And after a few minutes, that complete EC2 machine is going to remove from your AWS console. So after your practice, you can terminate your EC2 machine. And the PPT which I'm using right now, in this PPT, there are few more links I have. If you just remember few minutes before, I have told you there are few regions in our AWS account which are not enabled by default. And you can see here there are 9 regions which are not enabled by default in my AWS account. But if you want to learn how to enable those regions, I have given that particular link in my PPT. With the help of this particular link, you can enable the region. One more link I have given here. Set your own password for Windows EC2 machine. Whenever we create our EC2 machine and whenever I'm trying to connect first time, I always need to generate a password like this, which we are getting. But after that, I don't want to use this password. Can we remember this password? Is it possible? But very difficult to remember this type of password. I want a password like this training @12345, like this type of password I want. Can I set this password? Yes. After connect to my EC2 machine, Windows EC2 machine, I can set this type of password also. But while creating and for first time connect, I can't set this type of password. First time we always get some characters, some numbers, we'll get a password. But after that, if you want, you can set this type of password also. So how to set this type of password, that particular information is also given in this particular PPT, which I'm going to upload in our website. Like not just in this PPT, in our upcoming sessions also, I am going to share some links which you can learn from your side also. You will get some information. But yes, not in every PPT you will get this link. But in few PPTs, you will get some useful link at the end, which you can check and increase your, now those are just for your self-learning. You will get those links from my side. So this is about from me for the today's session. Any question anyone have? Please let me know. Yes, Praveen. And I'm sharing my email ID, guys, in the chat box. If you have any question while practice, you can email me also. Yes, Praveen.
Yeah, I have a question. So before terminating the VM, do we have a concept like a resource group to terminate before terminating VM?
Resource group, we have a concept in Azure.
Yes. In Azure, we usually delete a resource group, right?
We delete a resource group, everything is going to delete. Yeah, but in AWS, we don't have that type of concept.
Okay, so directly we can delete our VM.
We can terminate that EC2 machine here. We have a resource group concept also, but it is not as compared to Azure, which we have. Okay. Here it is getting adding in resource group based on the tags. But in Azure, to create any resource, first you need to create a resource group. It is mandatory. But in AWS, it's not mandatory.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And one more thing.
Yes.
have an AWS account which is linked to my credit card, debit card. Suppose if I want to create one more account with a new email ID, can I use the same debit card information?
Yes. In AWS, you can use.
Okay.
In AWS, you can use the same.
But phone number is unique, right?
No, phone number can be also same.
Okay. Okay.
In
So multiple
AWS, the
accounts
only thing is email ID needs to be different.
Okay. Yeah. Great.
Okay. Phone number can be also same, or card details also can be same. They will create your account.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. But in Azure, it is not like that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Because earlier I have terminated my account, but whenever I try to recover, I can't unable to recover the same account. So
Yes, with another email ID, you can create a new.
yes. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Dharmendra, you can unmute. Yes, Dharmendra Prasad, you can unmute yourself. Yes.
Sir, is this first day of this course?
This is the second day of this course. In
Okay.
first day, we have just discussed about what is AWS and what are the services which we are going to learn in this training. That's what we have discussed.
Okay, sir.
Okay. And
Yeah.
today is the actual, I can say that where we have start learning something new.
Okay.
Okay. And I just
Yes.
want to know, Dharmendra, are you in the WhatsApp group of AWS batch 181?
No, sir. No, sir. Please
I'm
send
going
me.
to share the WhatsApp group link in the chat box.
Okay.
Please join our WhatsApp group using the link. The day one recording also you will get here, and even on day two recording also will upload in our YouTube channel and will share in our WhatsApp.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Anyone have any more questions? Yes, Gulsaman Pathan, you have raised your hand. Earlier you have.
Hello,
Yes.
am I available? Audible?
Yes, yes.
I want to ask, is there a number of limit on how many times we can create EC2 instances, or only number of limit on how many hours we can use?
Hours we have 750
Right?
hours.
So we can create or delete it multiple times, right?
Yes, there is no limit that I can create 10 or 15 times. So based on the hours, we have a limit. And in that limit also, we have the type. We have clearly mentioned the type.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so with this, I'm going to end this session. In tomorrow's session, I'm going to show you how we can create a Linux EC2 machine. If time permits, we can go with some other topics of AWS. Thank you all. Thank you for joining today's session. See you tomorrow. Have a nice day. Thank you.